Right, Brenton Septuagint, Genesis 10 and 15. And Chanaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and the Chettit, or Chettit. Now, we're not looking for who Sidon is, we're looking for who the Chettit are. Now, we've all heard the term Hittites, but we're not looking for Hittites. We're looking for Chittite or Chettit. So we're going to skip over the biblical Hittites because the only thing that they're going to tell us is in the late 19th century, biblical Hittites were identified with newly discovered Indo-European speaking empire of Anatolia. So to some degree, we're just looking at Anatolia people. And we don't have to go that far to find Anatolia people. Now, there are a few types of Anatolia people. You just have to know what you're looking for. Now, before we get deep into this and just labeling the face, we're going to need some evidence. All right, so when we look up the Chetiti or Chettit, nothing comes up. But when we look up Heth, in the KJV it says, his firstborn Heth, that's the wrong one. And Canaan begot Sidon and his firstborn Heth. So let's chase Heth for a minute. Now when we type in Heth, we get Etta, Greek letter originally the name of the aspirate from Phoenician Heth. So what the hell does that even mean? So we have to chase. And the Etta, the ETA takes us to the letter H. And the H comes up and the original Semitic letter Heth most likely represented the voiceless fractive H, not H. The form of the letter probably stood for fence or posts. Alright, so let's just stop there for a second. Now, we saw that they were Anatolia people, or from the Anatolia kingdom. And there's one part of Chet that's there, Chettit that's there, and it's Chet. So if we break that word down, we get a member of a Balkan guerrilla force from Siberian Chetnik, from Cheta, take the C off and we're back to Etta. It's a band or a troop. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere. Now this brings up the word or the name Chet, which also shows us it has a root in what we call Chechenian. Alright, so this is where it expands. Now you have the Anatolia and the Chechenian groups that deal with the Chittite name. Now look, we're not looking for one person this time because over history these people have broken off from their own root. So again, when we take Heth, it deals with Etta and a spirit, and you have to say, what is that? What is a spirit? And it's the sound of the letter H back to the Etta, the H, right? Especially at the beginning of the word. Okay, what starts the beginning of a word that starts with H? The beginning of a word that starts with an H always help, hell. So each time is there, and that's called aspiration, a breathing exhalation. active aspiring, eta alto, and then it goes into the th sound, the th. Now this is important because there are lots of people groups that don't pronounce the H. They say tum for thumb, tom tum. So keep that in mind. Again, it points us over to the letter H and the creation of the letter H. Now, you have these up. Let's go over here and look at this one. If you're reading what's on screen, it says Egyptian temple found in Tennessee. So that's your bonus material for the day if you're watching. Egyptian temple found in Tennessee. So again, we're dealing with the Chittite. We took this route, just showing you that this route exists, the Chittite again. And we accidentally, when we were typing in Chittite, before we got to type in the last T and the I, NAD came up. So just by luck, just this comes up. Now, the Chittite cuisine, Chittite, this is the food of the Chittite, or the Chittite. And they kept their Canaanite name on a few things, especially their food groups. Excuse me, they left their Chanaanite name on a few things, especially their food groups. Now, when you go and type in Chittite, it's a region of the Sivaganga district in India. Now, I'd like to point out the fact that look at how many of these Canaanite or Chanaanite names that we've examined from the Septuagint, and a lot of them are pointing at India. All right, now we don't have to chase the Anatolia people because they're not the root. If all the other roots of the Chanaanite people are in India, then the root of the Chittite are going to be in India as well. Now, if the Chechenians broke off from this group sometime during history, that's just what they did, and sometime during history, in which they still keep the prefix of their forefathers' assigned name. Now, you take Heth and you just drop the H and you get Het. Now, then you're dealing with heated or hot, or Hathor, the cow goddess of love and joy in ancient Egypt, identified by the Greeks with their Aphrodite, the Greek Hathor, from Egyptian Het or Heru, a mansion of Horus, probably Het, house above. And we get it, hot, hereunto, hereto, heterosexuality. All these come from the prefix of Het. All right, again, when you put in Heth, it takes you back to Eta. It takes the breath that you and right back to the voiceless fractive. All right, that's the Chittite. Well, sorry, if you don't know, let's see if we can find an image of Chittite people. We already know that they're the people of India, of the Tamil Nadu. Okay, so you can see that they're in the southern place. point of India. And you see the pyramids of the Sangam Agag, or Sangam, the Sangam period. And these are their images. Now when you sit there and say Khan or Cham, this is an image that you get in your head. Now you can see this is one of their angelic deities, which, in all other purposes would be painted blue. So, again, this leads back to Shiva. And if we can find that it leads back to Shiva, then we're pretty much on the right trail. Just to iron things out, let's see if we can get a picture. If we can, that's fine. And we want the people that make this food group, this Chanaanite. And here you have it. Now, when I showed you the Arkavarli, when I show you the Arkavarli people, and I show you their images, you can clearly see that these people, this is the Chittite, this is the Arkavarli. You can see that these people are from the same stock. Now, if there's one way to check your equation, these images should solidify it for me. This is the Arkavarli of the Arka River, the Arka plant, the Arkavite. This is the Chittite, who kept their recipe names, who are living in India, who look the exact same. Now think of those damn Egyptian walls. Now, when we get to the Girgashite, there is the city of Girga. And when you type in Girga, it's a city in Upper Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody with a Bible in their hand is going to show you who these people are. I'm the only one doing it. Nobody has ever in your lifetime told you that the Canaanites are people of India, or a few people groups of India are the Canaanites as well. Nobody showed you that the French are the Archivadite. Excuse me, let me get that scripture. The Arvadite in the Brenton, that name is not the Arvadite, it's the Aradan. The Aradan is the Arcadian. The Arcadian eventually becomes the Cajun. And we'll get to that scripture soon. So here you have the Chittite and the Arukite, aka the Arkite. We'll cover the Arkite when we get to Genesis 17, 10 and 17 as well.